Hi, everybody. This is Megan Wenner, streaming the Women's Championship game at the Riverside 2025 tournament here at Augsburg University Ice Arena. We have the Grey Ducks versus the B Squad. Should be a pretty good game. I have not watched many games this weekend. I haven't been playing this weekend, so I pretty much came just to check out the sweet vibes here in the women's chip. So anyone tuning in, hopefully I do a pretty good job. I know pretty much everybody's name, so it should be good. Bees will win the face-off. That was Jen Revels versus Jillian McDonald. Bees play the ball back into their zone. Elena Bretzman will get there first for the Bees. Settle the ball in the corner. Strong forecheck there from Jen Revels. Good pressure on the boards there. No call from the refs. But number 75, a sub this weekend for the Bees, went down. Ducks try to recover the ball, keep it in the zone. They will. Good bank into the corner. Bobble from Jess Derby. Elena Bretzman puts it in a dangerous spot in the slot. Looks like Darla tried to make a good play. I didn't know she was back. Yay. Didn't quite work out, though. Ducks will keep the ball in the zone, though. Rochelle with the ball. Good big lobbing pass to the boards, but Jillian McDonald will pick that up and clear it out. Putting it down ice, I believe that's Carly, subbing with the Bees this weekend. Ellen Rochelle will recover after a very big charge from the net from Lynn Whalen, playing a net for the Ducks this weekend. Derby picks it up for the Bees, puts it up boards. Elena has room to move. She's looking for something. Ducks have that sweet hold the line play that almost worked out, but Shannon Obi takes the ball in recovery from Aaron Bodner for the Ducks. Will take that down into the corner. Looking for options. Manages to get it just up over Shannon Obi's stick from the Bees to her teammate, who will carry the ball back behind the net. Looking for a better, cleaner breakout, it looks like. Ducks trying to create some movement and generate. The Bees have a really solid offensive zone forecheck. That could be tough to get the ball past, forces them to play it back. Beth Lipton will forecheck hard, while the Bees come back with. Ducks get some fresh legs on the ice. Roth plays the ball up to Anna Rasmussen in the middle. Shannon Obi pulls the defender wide, so Anna has a lot of room to get in the zone, but Danny Gustafson will get there and prevent her from getting the ball on net. Tries to carry it up the boards. Obi says no thanks. Anna Rasmussen now at the board. She has Roth back door, unattended, just broken up by Jackie. Lynn plays that up. Gabby now with the ball, gets around Anna, getting some business from Handy Andy on the boards. Anna plays it back down towards Shannon, looking to get a line change there. Shannon will get a quick shot toward the net. Lynn Whalen deflects that to the corner. Jackie Stark now with the ball back behind the net. Assessing her options. Some hard offensive zone pressure here from the Bees early on, forcing them to kind of make the Ducks move. I have a lot of thoughts on how best to beat this forecheck, but I'll keep them to myself as a forward Bee. Jackie will play that back to Danny Gustafson behind the net. Bees forecheck collapsing in a little bit. Looks like Jessie O'Neill applying pressure now on Jackie Stark. Jackie plays the ball upboards. Chelsea Bullman from the Bees will get there first. Banks it back over the middle red line. Hannah Dunn banks it off the boards for Smith, who will carry down, faking some pressure from Joan Bennett. Chelsea throws that toward the net. Lynn will hold on to that so the Ducks can get some fresh legs here with that long change. For anyone just joining, we have 11:52 left in the first half. This is the Women's Championship game, Bees versus Ducks. Classic broomball frenemy enemy rivalry. I think everyone's good friends. But yeah, we have McDonald and Revels back. Just like the start of the game, Revels wins that back. And the boards here, some pressure from the Bees. Jess Derby with some strong kicks, keeps that down in the Ducks zone. Pass back to Revels. He's going to look for an option. Passes across to Elke. Up boards. Carry that back down. I think Bretzman kicks that back in. Carly, lots of pressure. Almost had free runway to the net there, but couldn't quite get it there. Bobbled a little bit. Does a quick rip toward the net. Tried to hit McDonald, crashing in. Didn't quite connect. Or sorry, that wasn't Carly. I'm not sure. who that is. Now Carly has the green head on her stick. I'm not sure who number 75 is. Oh, it's Capo. There we go. Capo and Carly. Classic late keepers. Derby, former late keeper with the ball at the blue line. Banks it toward the net. Carly tried to tip that toward the net. Didn't quite pan out. Revels now with the ball behind the net, looking for options. The biggest thing with this forecheck, I'm going back on what I said, I will comment on it, is you need to move the ball and you need to move it quick. Because if the Bees can settle in with this forecheck, it's really hard to break the ball out of the zone. As you can see, there's been a lot of time in the Ducks zone this half already. Elke now carrying the ball in for the Ducks. Shoots on net. Oh, Ducks go for the rebound. Can't quite get there. Ball's back behind. Elena Bretzman will fling it toward the boards. Ducks will get there first. Ellen Russell with the ball. Looking for Danny coming fresh on the ice for the Ducks, who will carry it up here at the point. Trying to look for options. Some nice pressure there from Carly. Forces the ball back toward the boards. Beth with a drive toward the net. Banks off Jess Derby with a solid block. Now there's a scuttle in the corner trying to get the ball back. Beth will recover for the Ducks. Tries to hit Ellen in the slot, but Carly is there putting on pressure. She'll get the ball back up, or Ellen will get the ball back up to Danny, who banks down toward Beth, but it kind of bobbled a little bit, and the Bees were able to drag toward the boards. Ellen recovering for the Ducks. Oh, hits Danny in the slot. Tries to drive toward the net. Anna Rasmussen blocks that up. Erin Bodner for the Ducks. Recovers that. She'll pass down low to her teammate here. Take it down toward the corner. Looking. Ooh, nice drive on the goal line. Hits Jess Derby, and she will deflect wide. Amber Roth will pick that up for the Bees to try to gain the Ducks zone, and I'm sure get fresh legs on, which, yeah, everyone but Amber's just beelining for the bench. Ducks have some time to settle in, figure out a move, but I do think quickly turning around on this forecheck is the easiest way to beat it. Ellen hits Gustafson. Gustafson hits Rochelle Ellen. Bank up toward Joan. Beautiful play to get that back down into the Bees zone. Sue will take that toward the corner with pressure from Andy Thone. Andy will recover that, wins the foot race for the ball. Looked like she was going to bank it up boards, but a nice little fake out, carry it back. Hits her D partner. Looks like Liz behind the net. Liz will carry up boards. Tries to fling up to Hannah, bobbles on it a little bit. Two Ducks are there to recover. Gabby with the ball. Goes down. She'll try to flip it toward the corner. Bobbled gets it there this time. And now we have Joan with the ball. She'll hit Jackie on the boards. She has Elke up top. That's where yeah, there we go. There we go. Hits Gabby. But Gabby can't quite settle that, so she'll have to recover, settle back in. Bennett tried to drive to the net, but it didn't quite pan out. Bees able to shove it to the side, and Jessie O'Neill will recover that, subbing with the Bees this weekend. Passes up middle to Hannah, who didn't quite seem to connect and see it. So Gabby keeps it back in, but turnover to Jessie O'Neill. Diesel manages to get it out of the Bees' home zone. Gets banked back to Andy Thone, but she puts it down into the Ducks zone. Ducks will get some fresh legs, but Lynn tries to play that up quick for a quick little turn back and recover, and she does. Sue will enter the zone. She's got two line mates with her with fresh legs. Oh my gosh, great save. I forget her name. I was just asking Melissa and Ellen. We were at a family thing, and I forgot her name, but great save from the goaltender. Jillian will carry that now into the Ducks zone, but Jackie Stark will get to the ball, and she'll bank that back around for, looks like, Jen Revels. Looking around while the Bees apply some forecheck pressure here. She hits Jackie back behind the net. Jackie forced to kind of move around a little bit. Hits her D partner back behind the net. Tries to pass it through Capo. Does not work. Oh my gosh. Great tip from the defender to keep that off of Carly's stick. That was very dangerous. That's a dangerous duo to deal with no matter who they play with. Oh, great pass backdoor. Didn't quite connect. Try from Carly. Jillian almost had a tip, but Jackie tied her up, and Lynn is able to gobble it up. Great offensive pressure from the Bees. 6:39 left in the first half. It is still a 0-0 game. I would argue Bees are pretty much dominating the forecheck game right now. Some good looks from the Ducks. Goalie came up with a big save. But yeah, Ducks have to figure out how to get it out of the zone and keep it down in the Bees zone and generate more offense on net. I know the goalie for the Bees this weekend is new to broom ball, so you got to put her to the test. Errant kick from Danny Gustafson. Just misses the net, goes back behind. Ellen will pick that up. Hits Danny on the boards. Keeps trying to bank up boards. Doesn't quite work out. Heavy pressure there from, it looks like, Liz. Or no, that was Elena. I'm sorry. It's hard to tell when you're watching. Ellen tries to bank that in, but she gets a little bump from Capo, so she can't quite connect and continue to enter the zone. Elena Bretzman will pick it back up for the Bees. Tries to pass through Erin Bodner. Does not quite work. Erin turns over to Jess Derby. Jess hits the boards, trying to get something, probably just away from the net. Rochelle picks that back up, passes across to Gustafson. Two people who normally, I think, play forward pretty consistently, but playing defense for the Ducks. Lynn comes out of the net, comes up big, very dangerous play, but if anyone could charge out of the net and bring it home, it's pretty much Lynn. Ellen recovers now. Good flip up to Gustafson, tries to get in the zone, but Derby comes up big, blocks that attempt. Will enter the zone now for the Bees. She has Anna in the slot, but the pass didn't quite connect. Ellen with some pressure forces Anna to put it toward the corner. Derby playing deep. I think playing defense pretty regularly for the Bees lately, or at least that I've noticed since watching today and in Women's League games. But she'll go back up top. Erin Bodner with the ball looking for options. She'll hit Rochelle back, who is also looking for a teammate to be ready. Gabby kind of settles it, but Derby will put it right back in. Refs say it's still in the zone. Ducks say that's fine. We'll just do it again. And they do. They get it in the zone, and they'll get some fresh legs here. We have Liz Shear recovers the ball for the Bees. She'll take that back down in the corner. Lots of pressure here from Gabby. Gonna force her, I think, to pass it over to Obi while Joan tries to give her the business. Obi manages to get it upboards to Andy, who will take the zone with pressure from Elke. Andy looking for that wide pass, I think, to Amber Roth, but it wasn't quite there. Solid back check from Sue Smith. Passes over to Anna Rasmussen, who will cut in deep, take a shot toward the net. Easy save for Lynn. She gobbles that up. That's a Tuesday for old Lynn Whalen. Blocking a shot from her correct teammate, Anna. 4:24 left in the first half. 0-0 Bees versus Ducks to claim the women's championship title here at the Riverside tournament this weekend. This is Megan commentating. Yeah. Dunn versus Jen in the face-off circle. Jen came up on that one. Elke bobbles it up the boards to hit, I think that's Arla. Elke back behind. Taking a little peek, seeing what options she has. Banks it upboards. Not quite able to be recovered by Jen Revels. Turned over. Hannah Dunn passes up to the D. We've got Chelsea Bowman with the ball. Passes back down toward Diesel in the corner. Ducks recover. Pass back to their defense. Coming back to home base here, it seems like, for the Ducks breakout. We've got Elke with the ball now. Elke assessing. Hits her D partner. Like I said, this is a hard forecheck. They really want you to try to go up the middle and try to make you pay for it, and that's one of the only ways to get it out, and it works. We've got Beth Lipton going in hard toward the ball. Hard back check here from Andy Thone, and Chelsea Bowman is able to break up her cut toward the middle. Or sorry, that's not Beth. It's really hard to tell who people are through a tiny screen. Chelsea Bowman barrels that ball down into the Ducks zone. Recovered here and brought to the corner. Brought back behind. She's got to go now. You can't wait for that pass up the middle. It's too late. She's forced to try to rip big. Beautiful settle from Erin Bodner. Gets that over the line. Pressure from Beth here. Keeps Jess Derby from getting it back over the line, but hard back check there from the Bees. Elke and Dunn, two very tough, gritty players, battling it out on the boards. Pass back to the D. Flip up. Ellen with it again. Pressure from two Bees now. Sorry, I panned off. Ducks clustered a little bit, but they'll settle. They'll stretch out. They'll take their space here. Bang up the boards to hit. Bodner works. Oh, but then turnover here to Bretzman, who flips it up to O'Neill. O'Neill taking the zone now. She has Dunn in the middle, but lots of pressure and good back check here from the Ducks. So she's forced to try to cycle the ball, get some movement going here. She'll pass back down to Dunn, who tries to drive toward the net, but hard deep. Oh my goodness. Shot on net from Bretzman, almost makes it, but Lynn comes up with a big save, and the Ducks are able to recover the ball here. Gabby hit Elke, hard pressure there from Carly. Beth gets the ball, but she's got to get through Derby, which is tough to do. Elke turnover here to McDonald, flips over for Carly, crosses the line, but Beth is in the way, so Carly kind of has to slow her roll a little bit here, so Ducks have some time to settle the ball and try to think of some options. Again, I think hanging out too long behind the net is a mistake. 90 seconds or so left here in the first half, still 0-0. Here we go. Bees try to make something happen here, but Ducks will get it up the boards here. Marty now with the ball, or Conway. I've seen both. Pass back down to the defender here. She'll try to rip up middle. Sheer settles that, but Sue banks it away toward the boards. She's got Joan with her, puts the ball up and into the Bees zone, but Sheer is there first. 2 Ducks here putting some pressure in though, so we'll see. Looks like Capo's going to come up with that. She's coming up ice here, going to cross over. Enter the Ducks zone. She's got Carly backdoor. Elke back checking hard with Stark on defense. Gabby comes back hard. Lynn with a big save, tips it toward the corner. Foot race there that Carly wins pretty handily. She gets tied up a little bit in Joan. Andy now with the ball. Takes a rip and scores! Bees will score. It's a 1-0 game here with 41.5 seconds left in the half. Bees up 1 over the Ducks. First half here in the Women's Championship at the Riverside tournament. It's kind of the bread and butter of that Bees forecheck, is you try to force them to play the ball up the middle or force a mistake and you capitalize, and it definitely worked there. Ducks win the ball back, but Anna Rasmussen's able to poke it off of Ellen Russell's stick. It'll go back low here. Jackie Stark with the ball for the Ducks. Passes to Ellen. Ellen walking up ice. Lobs it up for her teammate. Andy Thone says, not today. Banks up on the boards here. Amber getting some business from Ellen. Will tip that off. Amber goes down. Anna rips the ball. Amber cowers away. Lynn stops that behind the net before Shannon Obi can get her stick on it. And we have a whistle. 14.3 seconds left in the first half. Bees over Ducks at the moment. Bees with a lot of offensive zone pressure. Anna Rasmussen wins that back to Andy Thone, who will hit Chelsea Bowman. She goes for it toward the net. That's blocked by Jen. Andy will recover that. Andy walking down boards here, and that's the end of the first half. 1-0 Bees over Ducks right now in the Women's Championship game. I was not here for earlier games of this tournament. I basically came to stream this game, but I believe the Ducks won 1-0 in pool play over the Bees, and then secured that number 1 seed. So Bees played another game already today to get here. They had to play the 3rd women's team that was in this tournament, and I'm not really familiar with who was on that. It was kind of a connected group of ladies from various B teams. Then I know some Arctic Blast women hopped on board, and then no Lake Heat this weekend, no Arctic Blast, so pretty small women's field, but I'm sure very competitive. I mean, this game's perfectly competitive right now. Again, I just think the Ducks are really struggling with that breakout against the Bees forecheck, and I think part of the problem is just they're holding onto the ball behind the net too long and then trying to break out up the middle, which is what the Bees want. So you just got to find a way to get around it, and they need to keep zone time for sure. Bees are doing a good job, again, just keeping the ball in the Ducks zone and capitalizing on any turnover. I think especially like when you have a young, new goaltender to the sport, just trying to keep everything she needs to do as simple as possible is the most effective way to do it. And I think the Bees have a very strong defensive core, and yeah, it's going to be tough for the Ducks to get one past. I mean, especially in a 1-goal game earlier in the tournament, they're going to have to come up big here, and for the Bees, it's just keep applying that pressure, would be my opinion as a goalie. All right, here we go. Second half. And we're a go. Bees win that back. Derby with the ball. Passing to Bretzman, who's going to look for a pass up the middle here. Recovered by the Ducks. Beth passes up to her D partner, or to the defender, not her D partner. Looks like a drop here for Rachel. Yup. She's looking. Looks like she kind of wanted a shot toward the net, but she didn't really have many options, so she'll pass to her defender. Good rip. High and wide. Erin Bodner tries to flip that toward the net. Beautiful play. Didn't quite connect, but I love the idea. Ellen will bank that back low again. Diesel and Beth in a foot race. Diesel will win that. Plays it back to Elena. Puts it up the middle. Good pressure from Ellen, though, will prevent Dunn from leaving the zone, who is very fast. I think that was the move. Rip here again from the Ducks toward the net. Settle with a hand. Didn't quite work. Just Derby recovers. Oh. Good back checking here from the Bees. They're really keeping their goalie from having to do too much work, which, again, I think smart thing to do when you have a young goalie who's new to the sport. And Ellen with a rip toward the net, blocked up by the Bees. Another rip here, blocked again by the Bees. Ellen will recover that. She'll bank down boards here. Another rip toward the net, blocked with a hand by Dunn. Dunn will try to kick that through. Didn't quite work, but the second time it managed through. Ellen bank up the boards. Oops, sorry, I'm not panning right. Ellen still has the ball here, coming down the boards. Looking for something here, I think. Yep, back up to her D. She's got her partner wide open. Pass wasn't quite broom to broom here, so Ducks will resettle. Ball banked down low. Erin in a foot race here with Derby. Derby will win that. She gets the ball, squeaks through a Duck. Diesel and Ellen now on the boards fighting for control of the ball. Ellen will keep it. Flip toward the net. Goalie didn't quite get a handle on it the first time, but she drops. She picks it up. All settled, all good. 13-11 left in the second half of this championship women's game, and the Bees are currently up 1-0 over the Grey Ducks. For anyone just joining, Bees' goal in the first half was a solid little rip from the top of the circle by Andy Thone that went through a bunch of traffic and just whizzed right by Lynn Whalen, who is a formidable goalie on up-high shots. So, beautiful play. Bees have been doing a good job with the aggressive forecheck and good wall forming in the D zone. Jillian McDonald will flip that out of the zone for the Bees, forcing Gustafson to run back into the Ducks zone to recover. Taking a look, I gotta move it fast. Can't let him settle in. Beautiful. Joan tries to bank it out. Pressure from Andy on a good pinch on the boards there. We'll keep that in. Got some sticks bumping. Refs worried about their faces. Gustafson hits Stark. Tries to bank up boards to Conway. Not quite quick enough. Capo subbing with the Bees this weekend. We'll settle that. Drive toward the net. Lynn's just going to eat that right up. And we've got a whistle here. We'll have a face-off down in the Ducks zone. 12:32 left in the second half. Scores 1-0. Bees over Ducks. Looks like Revels v. Rasmussen here in the face-off circle. Revels wins. Back to Stark. Pressure here from Anna Rasmussen, though, making her life a little hard. Tries to pressure back, but Bees with solid pressure. Beautiful save by Lynn Whalen coming out of the corner. I kind of get the vibe that she does not want Anna, who she plays with on Griffins, to score on her. Probably doesn't want anyone to score on her, but I'm sure a correct teammate scoring is just the worst feeling in the world. I would probably agree. If that is her opinion anyway. Gustafson has the ball for the Ducks. Pass back to Stark. Stark taking a little peek. Taking a look. Gonna bank up the boards. Bounces off Amber Roth's stick. Manages to squeak through for the Ducks here. Beautiful flip there from, I believe that is Darla back, which is fun to see. Pressure from the Bees here trying to prevent the Ducks, but they do manage to get it out of the Bees zone back toward the Ducks zone. Still no zone entry. Neutral zone play here. Bowman tries to settle that rip. Didn't quite work out, so we're back in the Bees zone. Bowman trying to go up boards here. Pinch from Melissa kind of forces it to have to go middle here. Amber Roth with a little spin move. Manages to get out of the Bees zone and into the Ducks zone. Bees will get some fresh legs out here, while Ducks also get fresh legs out, trying to bank the ball quickly back up and out. Revels with the ball, clearly looking for a nice little breakout pass. Beautiful hit to Erin Bodner. Nice tip into the Bees zone. Bretzman will get there first for the Bees. Going to try to play it up the middle here. She's got tons of room. She'll just walk all day. Hits Hannah Dunn here with no one on her. She can get a quick shot off here, and she does, but it's errantly wide of the net. We have Bretzman and Melissa going hard into the boards and some slipping and sliding. Pass back down. Ducks will keep possession here. Going back around. A little pass here. Nice little kick settle. Dangle around Diesel. Quick hit up the middle. Hits Beth. Blocked back by Beth. Carly Fans trying to play that back into the zone, but it'll stay in. Hannah Dunn now. She can maybe hit Capo. Hits Diesel, who puts a shot on net. Lynn pushes that aside. Ducks taking a look, seeing what they can find here. Rip up, settled in the air by Derby, but it is out of the Ducks zone. Ducks have a quick 2-on-1 if they hurry here, but good Bees back check prevents Beth from getting too far with that ball. O'Neill will play that back for Shear. Shear with a pass that gets blocked up by Bodner, who's going to try to put it toward the net, but Liz slaps that away. Bodner here gets hit into the ref's foot. Bank up. Jillian McDonald hits Carly. Carly cutting across, going to have to beat Danny. She does, little bobble there. I don't know that it was a inherent trip. Some whoops from the crowd. I don't know. I'm not a ref. Rachel with the pass up boards for Joan, who flips up to Sue, but kind of bobbles it. So now Chelsea Bowman will carry back toward the Ducks zone, break the ball in. Tries to pass back to Capo, but it hits Jen's foot, banks out. But Carly will recover, pass back to Thone. Thone ripping toward the boards. Tries to throw it out toward the front of the net, but Lynn blocks that attempt, so Carly will have to figure out another strategy. She'll hit Jillian here on a cycle attempt. Jillian banks it off the back of the net. Ducks recover. Stark with the ball now. Bank off boards to Revels. Revels back to Stark. Stark looking for options. Tries to bank it up. Flip toward the front. Oh my gosh, Lynn with a big save there. Carly banks it toward the net, but Lynn dives across, makes a big save to keep the Ducks in this game. Lynn coming up with a lot of really big saves. It's hard, the forecheck, because you don't want to go up the middle because it's a trap, but then when you try to go up boards, they're just on you and there's so much pressure, and then they just take advantage of any quick turnover and throw that ball toward the net, and it's a very tough forecheck. Obi passes to Rasmussen, who flings it back around. Roth will be there to pick that up, but she's getting some pressure from Elke. Bretzman drops down to help. Tries to bank toward the middle, but there's nobody there. Derby will run across to try to recover. She gets there. Hits Bretzman in the middle, but good defensive play there from number 3 from the Ducks. Keeps that ball away from the crease and away from Lynn. Jackie Stark now with the ball for the Ducks in the corner, looking for options. Gonna bank up boards, gets it past Derby, but it'll be a little foot race here. Make sure there's no icing. And it'll be an icing. 8:18 left in the women's championship game. It is currently Bees 1, Ducks 0. Winner takes home. I don't know if there's a banner or a trophy for this one. I honestly don't know. There wasn't for the meltdown, so I'm not sure. But they get to take home bragging rights, I guess. And victory. Victory is always good, and good competition. Bees win that back. Thone tries to hit Shannon on the boards, but Ellen gives her the business. Beth tries to flip toward middle for Aaron. Doesn't quite work out. Bees will maintain possession here, but Ellen banks that ball out. Shear will have to recover with some light pressure here from Lipton. Shear looking for real estate. She's got Anna in the middle here. Gabby tries to get there in time. Doesn't quite work out, but ball manages to stay in. Good pressure here from the Ducks. They've really got to get that forecheck set up and get those drives on net. Block from Rasmussen. Banked back up to the Ducks defense. Flip pass to Bodner. Bodner looking. Probably would really love to drive toward the net, but Bees form that wall. It's hard to get past. Really got to make a move. Good look. Beautiful save from the goalie. Beautiful little half butterfly. Drive from Rochelle. Kind of gets through traffic, but ends up bobbling back behind the net. We have Andy Thone with the ball, but Gabby gets there after a little bobble off the stick. Ball must be extra slippery today. Andy will get the ball back, going behind the net. Bees are changing some personnel here. While Andy, fan pass. Beth recovers, tries to drive toward the middle. Anna Rasmussen and Liz Shear put a stop to that. We've got Ellen Russell with the ball. Tries to flip up toward the net and hit Aaron on the back door, but it gets a little too high. Pressure up toward the D. Tries to bank it back down the boards. And O'Neill will break that out for the Bees. Normally plays with the agents from out east. Ellen with the ball back now in the Ducks zone. Taking a look. Does she like what she sees? She must. She flips it up. Bowman tries to settle it. Doesn't quite work. Pressure from Sue here. Elena, her Chelsea's D partner, will recover here, though. Going to go up the board. She's got Diesel in the middle. She can hurry. Good hard back check there from Bennett to Gustafson to Revels to Stark. Beautiful little touch passes here. Stark will carry that low. This is also a very classic little Ducks tactic here. You play behind the net, generate some chaos, drive it toward the net. A lot of bodies. It's easy to get that banking, bouncing ball in there and just crash the net hard. It's a beautiful strategy, and it works a lot. Stark hits Revels up top. Revels back down to Stark. 5:43 left in the game for anyone just joining. Gustafson to Stark. Fans on the pass. Bowman will recover toward the corner. Good back check there from Bennett. Back down to Revels. Settles it in her feet. Dangerous woman to have back there with the ball on her stick. Hits Stark. Stark puts it through traffic. Hits Sue. Doesn't quite work. Bretzman will grab that. She'll go up boards here. Banks it in to put it deep. Make the Ducks recover. But Gustafson's there. Oh! Taken out by Bretzman. No call. I didn't really see it. It's hard to see from where I'm standing. Revels gets the ball back to Gustafson. Hits Elke. Elke tries to put it up through 2Bs. It works on the second try here. Derby recovers, hits Diesel, flip up to Dunn, who will walk in, but Ducks defense are right there. Hits Elke. Back down low. You got to move. There we go. Marty was wide open here on the boards, and there we go. Now we get the ball to her. Gets the ball, puts it in deep. Derby and Gabby in a foot race. Derby gets there first. She'll put it back around. McDonald will pick that up for the Bees. Looking for a breakout here with her two line mates clearly this weekend from Lake Heat. Oh, Ducks recover. Bang toward the net. Blocked by Derby to the side. Gabby recovers for the Ducks. Shot toward the net. Hits some feet. Dies out. McDonald puts that up. Back on the Ducks. Drive toward the net again. Gabby fans on it. Derby will pick that up for the Bees and try to get that out of danger. I think just taking the time and space she's doing is really smart. Don't let them keep crashing at the net. 4 minutes left here in the second half. Ducks will need to do something quick here, or they're going to have to look at pulling their goalie sometime soon. Capo drives up boards for Derby. Elke gets there first. Keeps it in the zone for the Ducks. She will carry down. Back pass to her teammate. Oops, sorry. Elke still dropped low, carrying it, passes it off. Flip toward the net. It's out front! Ducks score! Woo! We got a game. Big goal from Aaron Bodner will make it a tie game. Bees Ducks championship game. 3:36 left in the second half. If nobody scores the next 3.5 minutes, we'll have some overtime on our hands. So big excitement here from the championship game. We'll have Rasmussen and Revels facing off here. We're settled in. Time to drop the ball. There we go. Rochelle settles after Revels wins the draw. Ellen flip up boards here. Banks it down. No ice from the refs. Elena and Gabby in a foot race here. Elena just manages to get there. Passes over to Andy, who has to settle it on the boards. Looking to break out the other way. Heavy pinch from Ellen. Drive toward the net. Banks off Gabby's shoe. Revels has to get there. Manages to at least prevent Amber from having free real estate to just run right down the ice. Gustafson will put that back down low here for the Ducks. Up to Gustafson. To Ellen, who's going to go low. I hear Ty Houchin from the bench telling her to go for it. Gustafson. To Rochelle. Good rip toward the net. Banks off the side. Goalie seemed to have lost sight of it, but manages to get her hand on it before it can be any more dangerous in a situation. Looks like the net came off a little bit too here. I don't know a lot about this goalie in net for the Bees. I was told she plays hockey with some Broomball folks. I heard the name Kate come up. I was at lunch with a couple Ducks because I'm related to them and got a little bit of insider info, but I don't know a lot about her, but I think she's playing great. Stark with the ball for the Ducks. Pass across here to Melissa. To Stark. Go back to Melissa. 2:30 left in the game. 1-1. Oh, Melissa will fan on that, but she recovers, gets it back to Stark. It's all right, shake that off. Stark looking for somewhere to go here. Good pressure up high here from the bees. Melissa fans on that. Sorry, camera got off a little bit. Beth with a hard back check there. Melissa back checking hard too, manages to keep that from entering the zone. Bodner banks it back, but Stark will put it back up the boards. Ducks manage to recover. Shear tries to pass up, but good pressure here from the Ducks. Oh, we lost a stick. Bretzman puts it up. Elke will have to get there, and she does. Lots of time, though. Looks like bees are getting some fresh legs. Got to hurry up and get that back if they want to try to avoid overtime in the next 90-ish seconds. Revels with the ball, waiting for an extra fresh set of legs to get on the ice, which I think was the right move. Stark with the ball, has to get it past a couple bees, and she does. Now in the bees zone, we've got a minute 21 left in the game. Hannah Dunn with the ball behind the net for the bees. Hits Obi on the boards. Beautiful pass up the middle to Amber. Kicks up. Ellen will recover that. Dangles around Amber. Banks it back down the boards for Revels. She'll settle back up to Ellen. Ellen with a drive toward the net. Just goes wide. Gabby will recover. Back up to the D. Rip wide. Little too high for Jen Revels. If only she were a foot taller. But she'll recover. Tries to hit Ellen, but Shannon Obi gets there and kicks it up. But Ellen will keep it in the zone just barely. But it hits a B stick. Anna Rasmussen putting on some pressure here, trying to break it out. Gabby will set it back down in this neutral zone battle here. Rasmussen tries to carry over the line. Good pressure here from the Ducks, though, will keep the ball at least out of danger for the moment. Ellen getting pressure from Rasmussen. Hits Revels on the boards. Revels to Gustafson. Gustafson taking a look, taking a peek. What's she got? Other than waiting for fresh legs. There's 15 seconds left. If I'm her, I just want to burn out the time so the bees don't score in the last 10 seconds. As someone who's been burned the other way by that, it's not fun at all. Amber recovers. We got 4 seconds left. She'll just carry back down to eat it and die out the time so we could do OT. 1-1 tied women's championship game. Bees versus Ducks. I am not sure what the overtime rules are. I would assume 3-on-3 with a goalie for 5-ish minutes and then 4-on-4 no goalie as per usual. But sometimes with these kind of off-kilter tournaments, for lack of a better term coming to mind, I never quite know what we're doing. I'm assuming the fact that the refs weren't scurrying to round up the captains means it's business as usual. I see some Blizzard boys, some Blizzy boys, if you will, waiting in the wings for the men's championship, which is right after this. We got 5 minutes on the clock, so yeah, I'm going to assume 3-on-3 with goalies. Not sure who the bees will put out. Trying to think of who I would put out if I were them, and I mean, they've got so many folks that are just so fast. I'm seeing Dunn, Carly, and Jillian. And the Ducks, I would assume, are putting out Gustafson, Ellen, and Revels would be my guesses. But sometimes you don't want to burn, your fastest hands, your fastest legs too soon, and you kind of settle it. And it looks like they just want to end it. It's exactly who I thought they would put out. And obviously, Lynn's still in net for the Ducks. And I'm so sorry, honey, I don't know your name for the Bees. Anyone's game here. 5 minutes, 3-on-3 overtime. Sudden death. I see fellow Bees coach Lisa watching. Bees win that first drawback. Hannah Dunn with the ball. Looking for some options here, but good pressure from Gustafson's making her just kind of keep carrying it further and further back into the zone. She'll pass up to McDonald on the boards, getting a lot of pressure here from Ellen, who will force it even further back, trying to win that foot race, but McDonald is there just in time. She'll carry back around, try and prevent Ellen, I think, just from chasing her and get some space, which with Ellen is very hard to do. Jillian passes to Carly. Carly walking forward here with pressure from Jen Revels. B's getting fresh legs here. Looks like Rasmussen on for McDonald. Carly's going to make a move here. Tries to get it up to Anna Rasmussen, but she stumbles a little bit, and Ellen will win. We've got Gustafson unattended, but B's with fresh legs. We've got Capo on the ice and Bretzman out with Rasmussen. Duck switch. Revels out for Stark. Gustafson here with the ball. Ellen's also going to get fresh legs. Stark in a foot race here with Bretzman. Needs to get there in time, and they're going to, dig for that on the boards. Oh my gosh, drive toward the net. Saved by the goaltender. Excellent pressure there from Jackie Stark. Big save from 80 for the Bees in her goalie formal wear. That dress it's a jersey, but it's a dress. I've also suffered a similar fate. Anyone who saw my original Super Series jersey, it was a dress. Ducks win that back. Gabby with the ball, getting pressure here from Rasmussen. She'll carry down toward the corner. Gabby, lots of pressure here from Rasmussen. Digging in deep. Aaron tries to go back to support, but thinks twice. Aaron pressuring now Rasmussen on that free ball. Gabby will come up with it. Tries to drive toward the net. Big pressure from Liz Shear, though, Elena Bretzman keeps that away from the net. I don't know why I'm mixing them up. They look nothing alike. Ducks get some fresh legs here. Beth cutting down low. Gabby's also going to change here. Hits Bodner on the boards. Good pressure from Rasmussen yet again. Ellen's back out. Waiting. Gustafson also out again for the Ducks here. Trying to make a little cut. Trying to make a little move. She's cutting toward the net. Good pressure there from Bretzman. Drive from Gustafson down toward the corner for Ellen, who will drive toward the net. Too high, too wide. Bretzman gets there first. She'll just try to drive and get it out. Gustafson settles. Manages to get around Capo, drive toward the net, but nobody's home, other than the Bees goalie, who says no thank you. Ellen will recover that for the Ducks here. Ellen's got Gustafson if she wants it, but she doesn't, I guess, want to go there. Little spin move, flip toward the corner, but Gustafson was just too far away. She'll get the ball back, though. Ellen's changing off again. Ducks don't seem to know who they want out, but they figure it out. Gustafson also getting off, and Beth. I don't think Ty Houchin anticipated people switching so quickly, but the Ducks get it figured out. They're settled in. Gabby with the ball. Good pass to Aaron, who scored the Ducks one goal today. Gets a shot on net. Recovered by the goaltender. 1:50 left in this first overtime. I don't know what the stats are for first overtimes. I feel like just about every broomball game I've ever been in, it's gone to 2 OTs, and I've seen one game go into a third, almost fourth OT in my time playing indoor broomball, which is admittedly not very long, but Bees with the ball behind the net. Hannah Dunn here with some pressure from Gabby. It's going to say in a foot race, I think I take Hannah over Gabby. And Hannah will carry down. She'll have to gain the zone. Good pressure from Erin Bodner, though. Ball still gets in. And if they're not careful, I was going to say I thought Carly was going to run down there, but she doesn't. Lynn recovers the ball here. I'm so sorry to this Ducks defender. I don't remember your name. But she'll handle that ball. Good pressure here from McDonald. Bees really haven't had any zone time in this OT. This is pretty much all they've had. And even then, the Ducks still have the ball for, all of it. Jen Revels with the ball. Now Lynn has it. I think she's going to want to try to hit Ellen, but it's not going to work. Can't do that. Very dangerous play there. Bretzman just puts it deep. 48 seconds left in first OT. Ellen with the ball. Passes up to Gustafson, who will settle that. Back to Rushel, who is squaring up against Anna Rasmussen here. Drop pack to Gustafson. Gustafson with the bank off the boards. Down to Ellen. Ellen with the ball back behind the net. She's going to try to do a little wraparound here with 20 seconds left. Doesn't quite work. Bounces back toward the corner, but the net is off. So there will be a whistle, and I am assuming a face-off in the B zone. Ellen catching her breath here. Revel swaps in for Stark. So it'll be, looks like Rasmussen, Carly, Dunn for the Bees, with Gustafson, Stark, and Rochel for the Ducks. 17.3 seconds left in this first OT. Danny just kind of had to get that up somewhere. Hits Ellen. Got 10 seconds left now. Anna Dangle getting pressure here from Anna. Shot toward the net. Bobbles wide. Gustafson recovers in the corner. And that is first OT. So we'll have 2 OTs in this women's championship game. We'll go to 4-on-4, no goalies. Allow the players to catch their breath a little bit, devise a plan. I think biggest thing for the Bees is if the Ducks win that face-off, Ellen is lethal. Danny is lethal. Jen Revels is lethal. Most of the Bees, really good hands. Very high game IQ. And then for the Ducks, I think the biggest thing is just Bees have so much speed. If they win in a foot race and that ball is over the red line, they will drive it toward the net. And very good chance they outrun you. I think this face-off win is going to be huge. Looks like Erin, Ellen, Jen, Danny for the Ducks, and we've got Carly, Jillian, Capo, and Andy for the Bees. Lisa's coaching from the bleachers with her son, telling him to stay tight. Come on to you, Lisa, and your secrets. Bees win that face-off. Andy with the ball. Hits the boards. Carly picks that up. Gustafson racing back to be last back. Here, good pressure from Ellen on that back check, but Carly will keep the ball. Hits Jillian up high. Jillian trying to drive toward the net. Bobbles a little bit. Bees managed to maintain possession, though Carly up high with it now. Hits Andy. Back to Carly. Flipped toward the net. Banked up by Ellen and out of danger. Capo was waiting right there and she was hungry. Ellen with the ball behind the net. Dangerous pass across. Just makes it past Jillian. And onto Jen Revels. Broom back to Gustafson. Beth going on for Erin. Gustafson will hit Ellen, who has a lot of room to move here. Andy Thone rushing back to play last back. Ellen v. Hannah Dunn. Very defensive player. Knows how to get big and block shots. Stark with the ball for the Ducks while they set up. Tries to just end it right then and there, but Gabby can't quite get on the ball. Hannah Dunn with great pressure. Gabby gets it back from Andy as she tries to bank up and out. Forces Elena Bretzman to play last back until Andy can get back. Gabby with the ball. Pushed away by Bretzman. Tries to hand pass up to Hannah. Doesn't quite work. Beth recovers that and passes back to Ellen, who is now carrying the ball down low into the corner. Ellen goes for the wraparound. Doesn't quite work. Andy was there. Huge rip from Beth. Cleared toward the boards by Jillian. And the Ducks will be able to recover the ball and resettle in here. Looks like Gabby's leaving for fresh legs. Beth hits Ellen. Beth will also change for fresh legs. 13-15 left in this second overtime of the women's championship game. We have Gustafson back on the ice. Ellen does a light fake little rip, passes to Gustafson, back to Ellen. To Gustafson. Oh my gosh, bank off a face. Oh my God, almost tipped in by Jackie Stark. Just glances off the post into the corner. Ellen recovers that back after Jackie puts it up. Gustafson with the ball. Ellen tries to make a little cut. Tries to make room for Gustafson, but she fans on that rip, and she'll have to recover back up to the point. Hits Stark. Oh my gosh, and Jackie just misses again. Beautiful ball work here from the Ducks. Andy recovers. Gotta watch for that rip up here. Oh. She wasn't over the line, though, and it goes to the corner. I'm sure Jillian's a little salty about that one. Ellen recovers for the Ducks. Erin will carry in. Andy Thone running back to be last back for the Bees. Very reliable, consistent last back. Always does a really good job. Gustafson with the ball now while the Ducks calibrate and settle in. Beth with the ball. Fan pass back up to Gustafson. It's Revels. Revels up to Gustafson. Gustafson trying to find some real estate here, find something, finds Beth. Beth banks that down low here for Revels, who will pick that up pretty handily. Revels assessing her options. Slow little trickle pass up to Gustafson. Kind of rolled off her stick funny. Revels going for fresh legs. Pressure here from Carly on Gustafson. I think that's a smart time to do it. Almost worked out, but Ducks will change again, and Carly's still up there. She's waiting. She's hungry. I think Ducks need to be a little more careful with those passes. You got someone like Carly and Capo out there who just can pressure, and it's scary. Ellen, sweet little spin move, hits Jackie Stark. Tries to do a little flip up, blocked away by Carly. Andy leaves the net to go play that back behind the net. Beth racing to recover the ball. Good pressure here from the Ducks. Bank up the boards here to Ellen. Ellen deciding to settle rather than just charge the net, while the Ducks again get some fresh legs here on the ice. Lots of changes from the Ducks, not quite so many from the Bees, at least that I'm noticing. But the zone time has been a lot in the Bees zone, so probably harder to get fresh legs out there. 10 minutes and 5 seconds left in second OT. Ellen content to just walk around, do what she's doing. I'm not sure who the pass was meant for, but recovered by Gabby up to Stark. Ellen, rip, just high and wide, but Gabby will recover. Nice bank off the boards. Jackie tries to drive toward the middle, doesn't quite work. Andy leaves the net to recover that back behind the net. Sorry for the camera bobble, I was adjusting my stance. Ellen will recover for the Ducks. Good pressure there from Andy in the corner. Just two very tall women duking it out. Andy comes up big with the ball. Ellen's still giving her the business. Stick checking like crazy. Andy will try to kick around to Rasmussen. And someone got a penalty. I'm not sure who. I think it was the Ducks. I'm honestly not sure. Yep, Ducks got a penalty. That's certainly not ideal, especially when they've just been dominating this overtime. And especially Ellen, it's going to be tough to deal with. I believe it'll be a 4-on-3. Bees putting out Dunn, Bretzman. Oh, Andy Thone calling a timeout. So Ducks will have to kill 2 minutes of an Ellen penalty, and then there'll be 7:15 left in the game if they do, for someone to try to score, but I don't know, killing a penalty in a 4-on-3 is rough. I don't know if I've ever seen it done before. It's possible. Anything's possible. Anyone just joining? Oh, thank you, Pop, for saying that's Lindsay. For anyone just tuning in, this is the second overtime of the women's championship game at the Riverside tournament. It's currently tied 1-1. Ducks just got a penalty, so it'll be a 4-on-3 for 2 minutes. And if the Ducks kill that off, it'll be another 7 minutes and 15 seconds of OT. And if nobody scores, it'll just keep on going. We'll let it ride. After this is the men's A championship, which looks like it's CNL versus Blizzard. Because I can see them all standing around waiting to get on the ice. Looks like Ducks have now called a timeout. So we'll have even more timeouts. I'm sure the men are just loving the many, many OTs and timeouts, and their legs are just getting colder and colder by the second. Ducks put out Aaron, Jackie, and Danny for the kill. I think I already said Bees have Bretzman, Capo. A kid just ate it in the stands, not on camera, but I saw it. It distracted me. Jillian, Hannah, Elena, and Carly out for the Bees. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Anytime you can kill in this situation is glorious. Yells from the Bees bench to get 2 on the ball. I feel like I yelled at a lot at broomball personally. I feel like it might be one of the more commonly yelled phrases. Carly up here with the ball. Ducks did a good job, I think, shaving off 20 seconds of that. Long road ahead of them, though. It's only 10% of the time gone. Or not quite. That's not how time works. Oh, good shot on net from Bretzman, blocked away by Jackie. Danny manages to squeak past Dunn with the ball. Flips it up boards. Gets it out of the Ducks zone. She's driving. I mean, I guess, yeah. What? Got nothing to lose. If you can get it, get it. 2 of the Ducks are changing. They need to go quick because Jackie is all alone with 4 Bees. Revels manages to push that back up toward the D. McDonald with the ball. To Capo. To McDonald. Tries to hit Bretzman. Tipped off by Revels. She'll put it back up to Jillian after recovering the ball. Jillian looking for something. Passes to Capo. Drive toward the net. Doesn't quite get there, and Bretzman was just too wide to get that on net. Recovery back up to McDonald. McDonald hits Capo. Good low shot. Again blocked off. Hannah Dunn flips over Jackie Stark's back after she dove to try to make that save. McDonald with the ball again. Oh, I would have hit Capo there. There we go. And the Bees win in second overtime off a goal from Capo. And that is your women's championship game. Your winners of the Riverside tournament for the women's division are the B squad. Thanks for tuning in.